Hello, Legend of the Samurai here with the Schlage Everest 29 SL Primus XP, which is way too many names for a lock, but this is their current highest security offering. It uses 7 of what they call L pins on the top, and those interact with, they're actually false-gated sliders, and they interact with a sidebar on the left side. And then on the right side, from the Primus XP line, we have the 5 finger pins that need to be lifted and rotated, and those have a separate sidebar on the left. So, picking this clockwise, and the Primus sidebar binds first. So I'll be using this custom pick, which has a bit of a cup on one side. It's good for pushing and pulling and lifting these finger pins. So I'll just go and try to find a binder, and when I do, I will jiggle it back and forth as I move up and find its true gate. There we go. Good false set. That is that sidebar dealt with. I'll switch over to a deep hook with a notch, which helps get stable positioning on here. And right now the sidebar is in the false gates and everything's bound up, so I do have to float back. And I want to lift each one up until I get to a springy range. Alright, so there's the extent of the springy range. So that's 7, 6, 5, 4, it's like 3, 2, and 1, and we're open. So, there we are, open. You can see the left sidebar groove over there. Lock this back up. One thing to note, if you spin the plug 180, the finger pin sidebar will re-lock on the other side, but because its sidebar groove is shallower, the L pin sidebar won't re-lock. So it's effectively key retaining, and you just have to pick through the exact same finger pin sidebar again to get it fully open, but it is picking the exact same thing twice. Okay, so this looks like a mortise cylinder, and it comes apart in a rather strange fashion. So first, Schlage's using their new cap at the back, so you push that little pin down, and then that pops off. Take out the little pin and spring. And there's actually a kick cylinder in here, but you can't take it out yet. You have to undo. Big Torx screws. And then it splits there, which that's the first time I've ever seen a mortise cylinder housing do that, but it works. And now to get this apart, there's a clip back here, but it's not one of the usual spring clips. You actually have to wedge it out. Pushing doesn't work, but there's a little indent right there, and you can get a little screwdriver tip in, and then it'll pop right off. But it has two little hooks that hook into the plug. Now, no need for a follower because it's a dual sidebar lock. There's nothing in there except for the two sidebar grooves, which are different sizes. And then here we have our plug. So first, take off our L-pin sidebar, and its springs are attached. So there's that. And then we'll take out the finger pin sidebar. Its springs are not attached. So that's normal sidebar there. And actually, this divot in the middle of the sidebar interacts with, it's hard to see, but there's a tiny little divot indent in its sidebar groove. On the opposite side of that, that prevents the whole plug from just pulling straight out of the cylinder if you take off the clip. Take off the two sidebar springs. So we can see those finger pins all lined up based on the bitting on the key. So we can take those out. All right, that's those and a spring. So these are the normal Primus finger pins in that they have one true gate, like so, cupped on the top, and then they have this finger pin protrusion at the bottom, and so those can move back and forth. And then on the other side, we have the L pins. This is a crimped in cap, and I don't see an easy way of getting that out and putting it back, but you can actually see everything from here without taking that out. So these are the bottoms of the L pins, and then you can see in the cylinder they come over, and that's the surface the key interacts with. And then looking from the other side, they have a whole bunch of false gates and one true gate. So there are 7 of them. If I insert the key, it eventually lines up all those true gates, and then the sidebar can fall in. So that is the L pins. And then one other thing I would like to show quickly, because I have not seen many people use this sort of a pick before. So this, there we go, this custom pick here is designed such that you can run it in along the bottom of the keyway, and it will clear all of the pins. And then you can rotate it down a little bit to capture the top of that pin. You can lift it all the way up. You have full range of motion, front and back. And at any point you can tilt it again to disengage. And the way to make one of these is you take a little bit of 2mm diameter, inner diameter stainless tubing, and you silver solder that onto an old pick, and then you just grind it off at an angle until it fits. So it's a lot of custom filing work to get it nice and functional, but once you have one, it makes moving those pins around a lot easier. All right. These arranged. And show those close up. So yeah, this is the newest version. Primus, let's see, the Everest 29 series is this Everest keyway, which uses this cutout as a special part of the milling process. The SL refers to the fact that this has gone to the unified A2 bidding system, which is also used in SFIC, and so this can be used across a number of different systems. And then Primus XP is their current version of Primus, which adds a third depth. So we can see here we have the two low depths, a medium depth, and then this highest depth up here is exclusive to the XP system. All right, there we are. That is a Schlage Everest 29 SL Primus XP, picked and gutted. So, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.